Oh yeah, that was good. Hi, I'm Deborah. You're watching a Last Minute Cook, where I share delicious and quick recipes so that you can make dinner at the last minute and feel good about what you're serving. Tonight, for dinner, I am making a vegan onion soup. So we are not using butter, but this is absolutely delicious and it's still just full of flavor. So let's get started. Okay, 3 large yellow onions, 1 bowl with 2 of my beautiful onions here, and another bowl with 1. I have 6 quarts of a vegetable stock. If you want to do this with beef stock, you should. That is the traditional stock to use, but this onion soup is actually delicious just with vegetable stock. A couple of cloves of garlic and a tablespoon of some herbs, which we're going to talk about, and some salt, and my trusty little bay leaf here. So we're going to set the Instant Pot to saute and make sure you're on high. A couple of tablespoons of olive oil, and I'll add more if needed. We take our onions and get them right into the pot. Yep, there's that sizzle we want. So there's a good sizzle going, and that's why I'm using a regular olive oil, not an extra virgin, because the extra virgin doesn't do so well with these high temperatures. But the regular olive oil, that's your buddy when you're gonna be cooking at high heat. Okay, we're gonna let this cook. This isn't gonna take very long to cook down these onions. We wanna see them soften. Now in a traditional sort of French onion soup, you're talking a lot of time and babying the onions and bringing them down and caramelizing them with loads of butter. So that's not this recipe. This is an onion soup. It's vegetarian. It's kind of lighter. It's not as like too rich. And it's just a perfect soup that you can make very quickly on a cold winter's day, such as today is for us here in Texas. Would you do this with other onions? Maybe somebody might ask me that. And I would say whatever onion I have on hand, I would go for. It's onion soup. It wants onions. Give it onions. When the onions are starting to soften up and cook down just a little bit, if you don't want to use wine in this, you can absolutely skip it. But we're going to cook off the alcohol, and I'm using a half a cup of red wine. This is a Pinot Noir, and I'm just going to add it right in. It cooks off, but the onions get the flavor. I'm also going to go ahead and add a tablespoon of herbs de Provence. If you don't have herbs de Provence, you could just use thyme. So we want to pull out the sugars and just sweeten these onions up. And that's what we're doing by taking a minute to let these saute and let them cook down and take the flavor of this red wine and the herbs. So I'm just kind of stirring constantly because I don't want my onions to stick. If you notice when you're cooking this that you get brown bits on the bottom of your pot, that's okay. You can just add a little water or a little bit of broth while the saute feature is still on, and you'll be able to scrape that up and leave that in there because that's just good flavor. And now I'm going to add my 2 cloves of garlic that's just roughly chopped. If you don't have minced or fresh garlic, if you have garlic powder, throw some of that in there. That works too. Now we'll just add 6 cups, this is a 1.5 quarts of vegetable stock. I'm using the bouillon base, probably 1.5 to 2 tablespoons mixed into 6 cups of water. Throw in a bay leaf and my other onion that are reserved for this part. I'm going for just a little bit of different flavors in the onions and a little bit of different textures in the onions, so I kind of split it up so we get that. And just a little bit of salt. Now let's close the lid. We're gonna make sure we are on sealing, not venting. Even if you're using an Ultra, they do get a little stuck. High pressure for 8 minutes. Hit start, don't forget to hit start. And there you go. In the meantime, we need to get our bread ready because onion soup needs bread. My family is half omnivore, half vegan, and so we do have cheese lovers. So I am gonna prepare a kind of cheesy crouton. This is last minute cook style, y'all. This is a real household, so I'm using bread, actual bread. And let's get this going. You can use a vegan cheese. Y'all know that that's out there. Have fun with that. But whatever cheese topping you use, my shortcut is to go ahead and toast the bread. As I'm cutting off the crust, my husband's over here in the background going, don't take off the crust. So to get it to fit, just take off the bare minimum that you need for the crust lever in your life. Yeah, that'll fit. We're gonna put this on a cookie sheet. You can use a Gouda or a Gruyere. You can use whatever kind of cheese that you want on this. This is your soup. What cheese do you like? Use that. To get it nice and melty, I'm gonna get it into the oven at 350 just for a few minutes. I want the toast nice and crouton-y, and then I just want the cheese melted. If you're comfortable, you can do a quick release. If you're not comfortable, you can do a natural release, meaning just let it depressurize on its own. Okay, let's take a look. Keep watching because we're gonna not just plate this, but I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with that little extra bread. Oh yeah, that was good. Out of the oven is our cheesy toast, ready for its debut on the dinner table. First, we're going to use our crust. We don't wanna waste bread, we don't wanna waste food, and this is just some good like crouton extras that we can put in our bowls. Right over those little crusts. On top of that, we place this guy. Done. Onion soup, last minute, didn't take hours of caramelizing, and we worked with the cheese we have, we worked with the bread we have. It's delicious. Let me know if you give it a try in the comments down below. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. Ring the little bell and give me a like on this video. If you like this video and you want more of them from me, I need to know. How do you let me know? You give me a like and you share my videos, share them on Facebook, share them on text, share away.
Perfect.
Buon appetito. Ciao.